Hello friends and welcome to Vlogmas Day 12. Today is Thursday, December 12th. It has been such a rainy day today. I actually haven't been feeling well the last half of work, but it's 5:30 now and I'm done with work. It was one of those really long days again, and I'm sure there's more to come throughout the end of the year here and the end of the month. But the end of the year is a big one, so getting through a lot of work stuff. But tonight is a special night because it is my Patreon live stream. So I will show you guys sort of the behind the scenes on that and how I set that up. But I'm pretty sure my desk is still a mess. Now I just took some ibuprofen because I'm not feeling well. So hopefully that will take away this headache that's emerging and we'll be all set. But I do look forward to showing you guys the setup. And we'll probably have to do another cleaning montage. But I think I'm just going to work on my Christmas album tonight for the live stream. I don't like doing tedious tasks on video, and that includes cutting and gluing down those papers onto the chipboard album I'm currently working on. But I think we're going to have to. It's a 2-hour live stream, and if you guys don't know, that is one of the perks for being one of my top tiers on Patreon is a 2-hour live stream once a month. It used to be bi-monthly, but we upped it to once a month, so it's a little bit more fun and it's longer duration. So I have some gals who have RSVP'd to that. So I know we'll have some viewers. It's always nerve-wracking to do things like that for a select group because you don't know if they'll be able to attend, you don't know if they're going to show up or talk to you. I've done quite a few live streams on YouTube, but it's been a while since I've done one open to the public. So let me know if you guys are interested in me bringing back some live streaming. Maybe I'll do it over on Facebook. I know a lot of people do it there now. But it's one of the perks for being my patron. So go check out my Patreon if you're interested. In supporting me monetarily and getting more stuff from me. I also have to work on the blog post for tomorrow for Patreon for everyone, and they coordinate with my 2020 Creative Reset series that's currently going on. So it's all intertwined, and it makes sense to me, but I feel like it's very hard to explain without it being on paper and stuff. So I'm going to eat dinner and then start cleaning up for the live stream. So I'll bring you guys along for that. It is currently T-minus 20 minutes until the stream is supposed to start. Now we have the main players here. We have the laptop, we have the phone, we have the chargers for both, we have my water, we have the vlog camera, and then we have a messy desk. So this is the process video I filmed for Thursday's mess. So we're going to take the layout, put it in this pile. Man, that lighting just changed drastically. I'm going to actually be working on this Christmas stuff here during the stream, so that's all good. But we do need to pick up these items here. Trying to minimize the amount of stuff everywhere. Now, normally my laptop sits right here, so we're actually going to move this too because I cannot fight this. Ooh. So guess where it's going to end up? In this pile on top of the poor giveaway items, but I promise it's fine. It won't harm them in any way. A bunch of things to clean and pick up. So the laptop's going to go there. Usually I sit down by now, so the sticky note goes with that last page. I didn't put the date on it yet. There. That makes me feel better. We have tons of garbage. We have sticky notes to put away. I'm going to do a time lapse for you guys of the cleanup so you don't have to watch me do it. And then I'll show you how I put everything up and put the phone up and all that stuff. I mean, it only took me 2 minutes because, like I said, I had a lot of started projects on my desk. On this side specifically, I had my bullet journal and that supplies, and then I also had my Christmas card supply set. So I just moved those out of my way. And really the live stream's only my mat. It's not my full desk or anything. And I don't do a two-tone live stream. I just do a video, so it'll look like this. I'm just facing the mat like a normal video does. I have the post ready to go to send out the link. Now, live streaming on my phone's a little bit chaotic. So in order to live stream for 2 hours, one, I have to have it plugged in. So I have these really long cords that I'll have linked down below that I really like. They're just from Amazon, but they're long enough where I could take my phone anywhere. But if I pan up here, you'll see this is where my phone will actually sit. If we can get a glimpse of what it looks like, I don't know, but maybe if I put my hand up here, it'll adjust better. But it's just the top of a selfie stick. just taken off here. You'll be able to see at least the shadow of it now. And then my phone can fit in here, sit there, face down, and I'll live stream that way. We currently have 13 minutes to live stream. So what I think I'm going to do is bring up all the Christmas stuff that I want to work on. It's currently avalanched that way because I need to put the pages back in order to use them for the live stream. But this is all my Christmas stuff, these two bins right here. Embellishments on top, papers on the bottom. Now what's nice is since I already have the 12 by 12 picked out that I want for each of the backgrounds, I don't have to worry about, you know, going through my 12 by 12 papers the whole time either. So that's nice. And again, these are all of my Christmas embellishments, minus the new things, which are right there that my lovely friend Jana sent to me. So yeah, and here's all my lawn fawn stuff I still haven't put away yet. You know, all sorts of fun things happening here. But yeah, so I'm going to bring up the Christmas stuff, and then we'll see how it all fits on the desk, and then we have to put the phone into place, and then we have to open YouTube, and I'll show you guys all that. So essentially how the live stream works is on my YouTube app, there's a little plus sign on this camera right here, and I will click that and it says video, live, or post, and you just click the live button. And I can also turn the camera around because we don't want to live stream myself. So I'm going to write photo pack, which is what the tier is called that gets this perk, exclusive live stream. And again, we still have time, so I don't have to go live right now, which is why I'm filming this. December 2019. So what's really nice about live streams, and this works for all live streams, is essentially YouTube will save it so someone could go back and watch it. So I just have the title in there. It's not going to focus, but it's there, and then I can go down. It's unlisted, not searchable, make sure everything's in place, then you can click next. And then it wants to take a thumbnail picture. So I just put it over my supplies that I'm working with. And then we have a thumbnail and it'll say go live when it's ready. It has a loading symbol right now. Unable to upload thumbnail. Okay, I'll try it again. Could be my internet that's the issue. Okay, that time it uploaded. So now there's a thumbnail and we'll be able to go live when I need to. There's cat hair on my phone. I hope you guys couldn't see that. I can also share it. So I'm going to share it, copy the link, send it to myself so I can open it up on my computer. That way I can see how it looks without having to stand up and look at my phone. I know there's several people who do all sorts of things to have it show up on their computer, but for the most part people just send it to themselves. And right now it'll say it's not live, which is true. And then what I can do is I can take this link and send it to everyone else. So everyone who wants to come see it. And what I really like about doing specific scheduled live streams is that people can put it on their calendar so they can either scrap along or they can plan to do, I don't know, the dishes then and listen and watch. Just trying to help people put it into their schedules for the month so they can come join in. And like I said, these do get uploaded again so people can watch them. Now it's only 6:52, so I'm going to leave you guys here so I can tidy this up a little bit more before we start, get myself ready, stop talking for a little bit, and then I'll be going live. So essentially my phone will just go up there, I plug it in, I tape the extra cord out of the way because it will show up. And I think my mount's actually a little bit too high for my phone since it is a wider angle, so I will have to move it down. But other than that, I'll be live streaming for 2 hours straight, which seems like a lot, but it's worth it in my opinion to be able to provide that to people who want to provide me with so much. So 2-hour exclusive live streams about to begin. I hope you guys will check out my Patreon to check it out, but I will try to catch up with you guys later. I fear this vlog's going to be far too short, so what I think I'll do is film a Q&A tomorrow morning to answer some of your questions, hopefully all of them, because I know you guys left some wonderful questions for me on my community tab page. So look forward to that in a few seconds, but I'll be scrapping the night away with my patrons, and I hope you guys are scrapping along to this video while you watch. But I will catch up with you guys sometime soon. It is now 9 p.m. I am exhausted, so I will see you guys in the morning for a Q&A segment. It is finally time for the Q&A portion of this video. I did just wake up, so I do have a groggy voice of sorts, but I have a ton of your questions from comments and from my YouTube community tab that I thought I would answer for you all. So let's get started. Martha asks, I know you have made layouts for a really long time. What or who inspired you to begin this wonderful hobby? So, long story short, but I got into card making before I did scrapbooking. I was invited. My mother was invited to a Stampin' Up! Party. I got to go. I was into arts and crafts my entire life, you know, doing art camps and stuff. And so after that, she bought me a few things from Stampin' Up!, which is amazing. So I got to work with some of those things. And then I guess it just grew from there. What was really nice is we had a local scrapbook store in my town for a little while when I was younger, and they had scrapbooking camp, summer camp. So I got to go there I think I did it 2 summers in a row before they either stopped doing it or I just went to different summer camps. And it was so much fun. We worked on little 6x6 mini albums. We learned techniques like chalking and color blocking. And I mean, I guess that's where it all really started, was at a Stampin' Up! Party. Because those were really a lot more popular when I was younger, and my mom would go with those and bring me because they're usually my friends' parents who were doing them. So I guess that's how I got started, and that would probably be around when I was probably still in elementary school when I went to my first one, and the summer camps were also while I was in elementary school. But I didn't stop after that. So I've been scrapbooking for well over 10 years now, probably more, which is crazy because it's 2019. And then someone else asked how or / why did you start scrapping and what made you continue? Have you ever taken a break for any reason? Yes, I've taken lots of breaks. In middle and high school, I took really long breaks because it wasn't cool. I still made cards back then, but I wasn't scrapbooking as much because you know how teen girls can be. I didn't know who I wanted in my scrapbook. I didn't know, you know, I just stopped doing it and just focused on card making because I like to make my friends homemade birthday cards for their birthdays and making my family birthday cards for their birthdays. So that's what I focused on during that time. But I actually started my YouTube channel in 2009. So I've had it for 10 years, woohoo. And mostly it was card making at first. It was card making and hauls, which I thought was funny, and tutorials. And then I did a couple of scrapbooking like shares, and then I did some process videos later on. And I took a break from that probably from 2011 to 2014. I didn't upload like anything. And then I picked it back up again when I hit college and been doing it ever since. So what do you try to do when you lose your scrappy mojo? From Amy. I talked about this in one of my vlogs, you know, after she asked the question, but I don't think I lose my crafty mojo very often. I find that I lose motivation a lot more often, and I'm the person who has a plethora of ideas all the time. I'm not sure necessarily how to execute them, or they're not fully thought out, but I do always seem to have some sort of idea of something I want to create, whether it be a gift or a mini album or a card, or there's always something there. But I have hit roadblocks for specific projects and I don't know where to, you know, go with it. So in those instances, I usually just skip it. So like if I had a couple pages in a vacation album that I didn't know what to do with, you know, didn't know color scheme or anything, I would probably just flip past those, you know, have them in there in like a spot holder, and then move on to other pages I was more excited about. But that doesn't happen really often because I jump from project to project so often that if I do find a struggle, I'll just hop to a different project and work on that until I'm ready to go back and do the other kind of project that I was working on. Which is why I have so many projects simultaneously going on, because I am that person who has to have something different to do in order to stay enjoyable for me. How do you choose your layout size? Is there something that determines it? Also, how do you decide between a layout and pocket pages? From Nat. Nothing determines it other than if it's a multi-photo layout and I don't think I can fit it on a single 12 by 12, I go to a double page spread. And then if I don't do many 8.5 by 11 layouts, and I never used to do them, I've started bringing them more and more in this year. because I think they're a great way to save space, and it's a different like size and design. So there's nothing really that determines it for me other than how many photos are, I'm working on, and if I have a design in mind. So some designs work better on a rectangular versus a square format, or vice versa. And then for pocket pages, it's usually when I have a lot of photos. I print all of my photos as 4x6, so pocket pages have become really easy for me to fill in and, just drop those photos off. And I would say it becomes a problem when you try to put them into albums, but I have no idea about that because I don't try to put my layouts in albums, because I have not put layouts in albums for a couple months now. And besides that, I've had some before we moved that weren't in albums, so those are also not in albums. I'm starting to go through and organize them to try to, get ready for next year, but that definitely won't happen before the end of the year. And then someone asked, how do you organize and store your finished layouts? Is it chronological by the date the photos were taken or by the date you scrapbooked them? So my albums, when I do put my layouts away, are actually just a year album. So I don't necessarily put them in any order inside. I just kind of put them in order of, sort of when they're completed, but also by theme. So if I know I made 2 layouts of a weekend trip we did, I'll put those 2 together. But like I said, I don't work in any chronological order, so they don't go in chronologically. If I know something's like Christmas themed, I'll put it towards the back of my album, just because that's an easy one to, stick in at the end. But all the stuff in between kind of just goes in where it goes in. And I kind of like that because at least it's by year. And it makes it more fun to go through the album, for my sake at least, because a lot of the everyday memories can, be sparked any time of the year. So it doesn't matter that it happened on May 2nd, but this cute photo of my cat was really, really cute on May 2nd. So that could go near June, that could go near December. Really doesn't matter to me, and it doesn't matter to me what goes next to each other in terms of like if they coordinate or not. That part doesn't bother me at all either. We also have, and for the albums I use the 12x12 binder albums, so the D-ring. Lots of Project Life ones. I have some We Are Memory Keepers ones. And I had some from somewhere else, but I can't remember where they're from. Project Life, We Are Memory Keepers. Definitely another brand, I'm just not sure what it was. And I always buy them on clearance or on sale. So I probably need more at this point. But I used to use 12x12 albums from, actually the dollar store used to sell 12x12 albums. I know that sounds crazy, but they did. I wish I had it here with me, but essentially they're just like cardboard covers that are pretty, and then they're tied. They're a tied binding, so you can untie it, put more page protectors in, tie it back up. So I have a couple of those that I've worked with as well. Have you ever faced family members / friends who believe that working from home means you just stay in home playing or having fun with your hobbies? What advice could you give us about that? I also have some questions about what I do for a living, because I say I go to work, but I do work from home. And someone also asked, do you always work from home or do you have to go into an office? And what do you do for work, if I may ask? So I'm a digital marketer full-time, and I do work remotely for my company, but I do often travel at least once a month. I didn't have to travel this month because of some conflicts of stuff I had to do here and, the things they wanted me to do. So I didn't have to travel this month, but I'll be back to traveling in January, and then in February, and then in March. And they're usually week spans at a time. But essentially I do all sorts of digital marketing, so social media marketing, graphic design, anything you can imagine, I've probably touched it, which I think lends into, doing this hobby as well. And as for people who say, that working from home means you get to stay in home playing, it's nice because it's a little bit more flexible. You don't have the commute to worry about in terms of, doing fun things. So when I used to work in the office, which I did for almost a year, I worked in the office before I became a remote position, and I don't know how I used to do it. I don't know how I used to have the energy to drive all that way, go to work, be at work all day, drive back, film videos, edit videos. No idea how I used to do it. I guess a lot of my family and friends, maybe because I complain about work too much, but they know that I work really hard. But the flexibility has been really nice to have. And again, I don't think that I could go back to an office life and keeping up with YouTube unless I lived, closer to the office maybe. I just find it so crazy about commuting and stuff, that it takes so much time away from our lives. And, you know, technically you can spend that time working if you worked remotely, and we're able to work remotely. It really depends on your job. But since I do all the stuff online anyway, I'm able to do that. And there's a lot of phone calls, a lot of video calls, a lot of video meetings. So it is a lot of scheduling and, you know, making sure everything's prioritized properly. But I don't really face the issue of people thinking working from home means staying home, you know, and playing with the cats or playing with the hobbies. Just because I can send you a photo of a cat during the day doesn't mean I'm not busy working on Excel spreadsheets or anything else. Someone asked, do you like to journal on your scrapbook pages? If so, is it a privacy reason why you don't show it in your videos? So I guess sometimes it would be a privacy reason, because some of the stories are personal or they have details that I wouldn't want, you know, on public, you know, on air everywhere. But for the most part, I don't journal on my pages for months after they're done. I think the other day I told you guys that I was going to journal on this page, and I did. I finally did. It was just a simple story about my cat and my dog. I finally journaled on it, but I mean, there's nothing hidden in that. I mean, I would basically say they're laying together and they love to do that. But for some layouts, I wouldn't want the journaling up on blast. But I have done, it's been so long since I've done journaling before layouts, like taken photos of, or, you know, before I, you know, I'm done with the YouTube video, because I know that some people actually journal during the video. I can't do that because most of the time I'm not sure exactly what I want to write. So then we have, I struggle with layouts taking me a very long time. About how long does it take you in real time? Also, are you interested in incorporating a silhouette cameo or something into your stash and practice? So how long do layouts take me in real time? It really depends. I've done layouts in 15 minutes. I actually think I have one video on my channel that's a 15-minute challenge. I did a whole layout in 15 minutes. It was not pre-planned. I had some supplies out just so they were out and I could go through them quickly, but I didn't have them picked out for that layout. It was a 1-photo layout, and again, it was a challenge. So I don't typically make 15-minute layouts. I typically make 30-minute layouts. 30 minutes to an hour is probably my average. But it also depends. I don't work from sketches normally. I don't work from challenges normally. I just sit down and do whatever I want, which is really nice to have that sort of flexibility and creativity and not being, you know, restrained to something, because I know some people on design teams have to do X, Y, and Z. I've been really lucky where my design teams have been pretty loose-ended, you know, just use the product however you wish, featuring it, etc. But for normal layouts, it doesn't take me that long at all, but I have taken, I'd say probably 2 hours on a layout if you consider mixed media drying time to be a part of it. That's why I've been really drawn away from mixed media for a while now. It's a time factor for me, and I'm pretty sure because it's so humid here that it takes a lot longer to dry. So I'm not into mixed media as much anymore, but I have been bringing it back slowly but surely, and I just have like a drying space for everything to go sit, like if I do splatters at the end of a layout or if I do stenciling on a layout. Another thing I think it's important to point out is I don't have multiple singular layouts going on at once. I do have multiple projects going on, but like I don't have like 2 layouts, one started, one, you know, I'm starting now. I don't have those kinds of things. I finish a whole layout before I go on to the next one, unless it's a bigger project. So for example, I have a chipboard album that I was just finishing up with my patrons during the live stream last night, and well, I guess it would have been in this vlog, the live stream setup you just saw. So that was partially started. I had one of the paper sides covered and I needed to put on the embellishment. So like it was started. I left it because it's not something that I normally film for my regular videos. So if it's a specialty project, usually those are separate and those are ongoing. But I do have several albums started. So I have a Washington, D.C. album I have started. I have a Disney album that I've started. I have each of my year albums started and not finished. And I think it's interesting as someone who doesn't have good photo organization or good project management tools at the moment, although they are coming in the 2020 Creative Reset series. I promise we're going to do great things. It's interesting that I have all of these photos printed. You know, all my photos are printed like this. They're all in bins or these lovely envelopes. and they're just in there. Now I do generally print sections at a time. So for example, this was some of my summer photos. So these are all essentially in order for when these happened. So these were July because it's my birthday in these pictures. More birthday stuff. And then this was also in July when I traveled to Montana for work. More birthday photos, more Disney birthday photos, that is. Now, will all of these go in the same spot in my album? Probably not, because I probably won't scrapbook these all for a couple months. Like, this is a big stack, and I'm really trying to branch out for different project styles. Like, I think I'm going to do a traveler's notebook for my Montana trip, because while it could go into my scrapbook albums, it's also a work thing, and it's, you know, I did a couple like me things during that because I had downtime, so I went hiking and all that other fun stuff. But overall, I think that it's been fun to take my time on some layouts and then speed up some other ones, because at the end of the day, it's about the process for me, the creative process, rather than the end results, because I'm the only one who looks at my finished scrapbook pages. As of right now, I do think that family members would look at them if they ever came to visit or something, but as of right now, I'm the only one who really looks at them, or if I gave them as a gift, obviously people look at them. Like, I'm going to give away this chipboard album for Christmas, so I'm sure they'll look at it once they have it, but for the most part, I'm the only one who looks at them, so doesn't matter how long I take, because I'm the only one who's going to know. I mean, obviously you guys know because you see the process videos, but nobody needs to know how much time it takes me other than me, because it's my process, it's my story I'm telling and gifting to the world, if you'll say something like that, I guess. But those were all the questions I had, I think. If I missed your question, I'd love to do another section of Q&A. Just leave me a comment down below, and I'd be happy to answer your questions. So I pulled some from the comments that you guys have left on previous videos, as well as the community tab. So I hope I got all of them. I know I answered a lot of them as well in the actual comments. If you guys left me a question, I would just answer it directly in case you didn't get to end up watching the Q&A whenever it got posted. But I hope you guys have enjoyed Vlogmas Day 12, even though it's the 13th, but that's okay. I have to go start other Vlogmas now. But thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you for the questions. I really appreciate you guys taking the time to inquire about my life and my scrapbooking journey. And I think there was a tag going around for a while that was about, you know, how you started scrapbooking, what your favorite stuff is, and that kind of stuff. So I think it's really fun to answer these kind of things, and I think that, you know, it's insightful. It's nice to know about people, because there's a lot more that you guys don't see that's not on camera. Even through Vlogmas, I'm not sharing everything, just a little bit more about my life. But I hope you guys did enjoy. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys tomorrow for Vlogmas Day 13. Bye!